fix within myself. And if there's ever going to be a chance for us to come back together, it's definitely going to have to be some deep soul searching between the two. Oh, Daddy, I be eating some games, but we've been eating snacks all day. You know what you got a little day in school. Oh, Daddy. You know more candy. Being a father is not easy when you're doing it by yourself. I respect all the single parents out there. This is not easy. You have to balance, your hustle, your free time, along with your parenting time. Because that kid at that moment needs all your love. That kid at that moment needs all of your attention. You get your take you to school. I had to realize, I had the person I am now, I had to grow. But also that growth was a part of having beautiful children in the world. And, they have allowed me to realize I'm going too far. You mess well? I don't know. No, you mess up. Should be home a little bit. That's right. Mommy's back. Call mom.
Oh, crap. Yes, y'all. Praise the Lord, okay? Praise the Lord Jehovah.
Of course, I miss Ashley. I do love my family. You know what I mean? But right now, I'm just focusing on being the best me I can be. You gotta go there. Don't worry. Good, though. That little perfume back there.
The Book of Job. Introduction. The Book of Job is the story of a good man who suffers a total disaster. He loses all his children and property and is afflicted with a repulsive disease. Then, in three series of poetic dialogues, the author shows how Job's friends and Job himself react to these calamities. In the end, God Himself, who's dealing with the human race, have a prominent part of the discussion, appears to Job. The friends of Job explain his suffering in traditional religious terms, since God, so they assume, always rewards good and punishes evil. The sufferings of Job can only mean that he has sinned. But for Job, this is too simple. He does not deserve such cruel punishment because he has been an unusually good and righteous man. He cannot understand how God had can let so much evil happen to one like himself. And he boldly challenges God. Job does not lose his faith, but he does long to be justified before God and to regain his honor as a good man. God does not give an answer to Job's questions, but he does respond to Job's faith by overwhelming him with a poetic picture of his divine power and wisdom. Job then humbly acknowledges God is wise and great and repents of the wild and angry words that he has used. The prose conclusion records how Job is restored to his former condition with even greater prosperity than before. God reprimands Job's friends for failing to understand the meaning of Job's suffering. Only Job had really sensed that God is greater than traditional religion had depicted him. Thank you all for joining me. Thank you so much, y'all, for joining me. There are so many of y'all. Thank you so much, you guys, for joining me and supporting me. I genuinely appreciate it, y'all. Thank you so much, y'all. God bless you. Seriously. Okay, so we are going into chapter 1, verse 1, okay, of Job, the book of Job. Satan tests Job. There was a man named Job living in the land of Uz who worshiped God and was faithful to him. He was a good man, careful not to do anything evil. He had 7 sons and 3 daughters and owned 7,000 sheep, 3,000 camels, 1,000 head of cattle, and 500 donkeys. So he had also had a large he also had a large number of servants and was the richest man in the east. Job's sons used to take turns giving a feast, so which all the others take turns giving a feast, and they always invited their three sisters to join them. The morning after each feast, Job would get up early and offer sacrifices for each of his children in order to purify them. He always did this because he thought that one of them might have sinned by insulting God unintentionally. When the day came for heavenly beings to appear before the Lord, Satan was among them. Excuse me. Oh my God. The Lord asked him, "What have you been doing?" Satan answered, "I had been walking around here and there, roaming around the earth." "Did you notice my servant Job?" The Lord asked. "There is no one on earth as faithful and as good as he is. He worships me and is careful not to do anything evil." Satan replied, "Would Job worship you if he had nothing out of it? You have always protected him and his family and everything he owns. You bless everything he does, and you have given him enough cattle to fill the whole country. But now suppose you take away everything he has. He will curse you to your face." "All right," the Lord said to Satan. "Everything he has is in your power, but you must not hurt Job himself." So Satan left. Job's children and wealth are destroyed. One day, when Job's children were having a feast at the home of their oldest brother, a messenger came running to Job. "We were plowing the fields with the oxen," he said, "and the donkeys were in a nearby pasture. Suddenly, the Sabaeans attacked and stole them all. They killed every one of them, every one of your servants except me. I am the only one who escaped to tell you." Before he had finished speaking, another servant came and said, "Lightning struck the sheep and the shepherds and killed them all. I am the only one who escaped to tell you." Before he had finished speaking, another servant came and said, "Three bands of Chaldean raiders attacked us, took away the camels, and killed all your servants except me. I am the only one who escaped to tell you." Before he had finished speaking, another servant came and said, "Your children were having a feast at the home of your oldest son. When a storm swept in from the desert, it blew the house down and killed them all. I am the only one who escaped to tell you." Then Job got up and tore his clothes in grief. He shaved his head and threw himself face downward on the ground. He said, "I was born with nothing, and I will die with nothing. The Lord gave, and now he has taken away. May his name be praised." In spite of everything that had happened, Job did not sin by blaming God. Satan tests Job again. When the day came for the heavenly beings to appear before the Lord again, Satan was there among them. The Lord said, "Where have you been?" Satan answered, "I have been roaming around here and there, roaming around the earth." "Did you notice my servant Job?" The Lord said, "There is no one on earth as faithful and as good as he is. He worships me and is careful not to do anything evil. You persuaded me to let you attack him for no reason at all, but Job is still faithful as ever." Satan replied, "A person will give up everything in order to stay alive, but now suppose you hurt his body. He will curse you to your face." So the Lord said to Satan, "All right, he is in your power, but you are not to kill him." Then Satan left the Lord's presence and made sores break out all over Job's body. Job went and sat by the garbage dump and took a piece of broken pottery to scrape his sores. His wife said to him, "You are still faithful as ever, aren't you? Why don't you curse God and die?" Job answered, "You are talking nonsense. When God sends us something good, we welcome it. How can we complain when he sends us trouble?" Even in all this suffering, Job said nothing against God. Job's friends come. Three of Job's friends were Eliphaz from the city of Teman, Bildad from the land of Shual, and Zophar from the land of Naamah. When they heard how much Job had been suffering, they decided to go and comfort him. While they were still a long way off, they saw Job, but they did not recognize him. When they did, they began to weep and wail, tearing their clothes in grief and throwing dust into the air and on their heads. Then they sat there on the ground with him for 7 days and nights without saying a word, because they saw how much he was suffering. Job's complaint to God. Finally, Job broke the silence and cursed the day on which he had been born. Job. Oh God, put a curse on the day I was born. Put a curse on the night I was conceived. Turn that day into darkness, God. Never again remember that day. Never again let light shine on it. Make it a day of gloom and thick darkness. Cover it with clouds and blot out the sun. Blot that night out of the year and never let it be counted again. Make it a barren, joyless night. Let the sorcerers to curse that day. Those who know how to control Leviathan. Keep that morning star from shining. Give that night no hope of dawn. Curse that night for letting me be born, for exposing me to the trouble of grief. I wish I had died in my mother's womb, or died the moment I was born. Why did my mother hold me on her knees? Why did she feed me at her breast? If I had died then, I would be at rest now, sleeping like the kings and rulers who rebuilt ancient palaces. Then I would be sleeping like princes who filled their houses with gold and silver, or sleeping like a stillborn child. In the grave, wicked people stop their evil, and tired workers find rest at last. Even prisoners enjoy peace, free from shouts and harsh commands. Everyone is there, the famous and the unknown, and slaves at last are free. Why let people go on living in misery? Why give light to those in grief? They wait for death, but it never comes. They prefer a grave to any treasure. They are not happy till they are dead and buried. God keeps their future hidden and gems them in and hems them on every side. Excuse me, y'all. Instead of eating, I mourn, and I can never stop groaning. Everything I fear and dread comes true. I have no peace, no rest, and troubles never end. The first dialogue. So we're on chapter 4 right now of Job. The first dialogue. Job, will you be annoyed if I speak? I can't keep quiet any longer. You have taught many people and given strength to feeble hands. When someone stumbled, weak and tired, your words encouraged them to stand. Now it's your turn to be in trouble, and you are too stunned to face it. You worshiped God, and your life was blameless, and so now you should have confidence and hope. Think back now. Name a single case where someone righteous met with disaster. I have seen evil people plow fields of evil and plant wickedness like seed. Now they harvest wickedness and evil like a storm. God destroys them in his anger. The wicked roar and growl like lions, but God silences them and breaks their teeth. The lions will kill nothing and will have nothing to eat. They die, and all their children are scattered. Once a message came quietly, so quietly I could hardly hear it. Like a nightmare, it disturbed my sleep. I trembled and shuddered. My whole body shook with fear. A light breeze touched my face, and my skin crawled with fright. I could see something standing there. I stared, but I couldn't tell what it was. Then I heard a voice out of silence. Can anyone be righteous in the sight of God or be pure before his Creator? God does not trust his heavenly servants. He finds fault even with his angels. Do you think he will trust a creature of clay, a thing of dust that can be crushed like a moth? We may be alive in the morning, but die untouched before evening comes. All that we have is taken away. We die, still lacking wisdom. Call out, Job, if anyone answers. Is there any angel to whom you can turn? To worry yourself to death with resentment would be a foolish, senseless thing to do. I have seen fools who looked secure, but I call down a sudden curse on their homes. Their children can never find safety. No one stands up to defend them in court. Hungry people will eat the fool's crops, even the grain growing among the thorns, and thirsty people will envy his wealth. Evil does not grow in the soil, nor does trouble grow out of the ground. No, indeed. We bring trouble on ourselves as surely as sparks fly from a fire. If I were you, I would turn to God. If I were you, I would turn to God. If I were you, I would turn to God. I would highlight that if I had a highlighter, but I do not. So, yeah. and present my case to him. We cannot understand the great things he does, and to his miracles there is no end. He sends rain on the land and he waters the fields. Yes, it is God who raises the humble and gives joy to all who mourn. He upsets the plans of cunning people and traps the wise in their own schemes, so that nothing they do succeeds. Even at noon, they grope in darkness. But God saves the poor from death. He saves the needy from oppression. He gives hope to the poor and silences the wicked. Happy is the person whom God corrects. Do not resent it when he rebukes you. God bandages the wounds he makes. His hand hurts you, and his hand heals. Time after time, he will save you from harm. When famine comes, he will keep you alive, and in war, protect you from death. God will rescue you from slander. He will save you when destruction comes. You will laugh at violence and hunger and not be afraid of wild animals. The fields you plow will be free of rocks. Wild animals will never attack you. Then you will live. Uh, then you will live at peace in your tent. When you look at your sheep, you will find them safe. You will have as many children as there are blades of grass in the pasture. Like wheat that ripens till harvest time, you will live to a ripe old age. Job, we have learned this by long study. It is true, so now accept it. If my troubles and griefs were weighed on a scale, they would weigh more than the sands of the sea. So my wild words should not surprise you. Almighty God has shot me with arrows, and their poison spreads through my body. God has lined up his terrors against me. A donkey is content when eating grass, and a cow is quiet when eating hay. But who can eat flat, unsalted food? What taste is there in the white of an egg? I have no appetite for food like that, and everything I eat makes me sick. Why won't God give me what I ask? Why won't God answer my prayers? If only he would go ahead and kill me. If I knew he would, I would leap for joy. No matter how great my pain, I know that God is holy. I have never opposed what he commands. What strength do I have to keep on living? Why go on living when I have no hope? Am I made of stone? Is my body bronze? I have no strength left to save myself. There is no help I can turn to for help. In trouble like this, I need loyal friends, whether I've forsaken God or not. But you, my friends, you deceive me like streams that go dry when no rain comes. The streams are choked with ice and snow, but in the heat they disappear, and the stream beds lie bare and dry. Caravans get lost. Looking for water, they wander and die in the desert. Caravans from Sheba and Tema search, but they hope dies beside dry streams. And you are like those streams to me. You see my fate and draw back in fear. Have I asked you to give me a gift or to bribe someone on my behalf or to save me from my enemy or a tyrant? All right, teach me. Tell me my faults. I will be quiet and listen to you. Honest words are convincing, but you are talking nonsense. You think I am talking nothing but wind. Then why do you answer my words of despair? You would even roll a dice for orphan slaves and make yourselves rich off your closest friends. Look me in the face. I won't lie. You have gone far enough. Stop being unjust. Don't condemn me. I'm in the right. But you think I am lying. You think I can't tell right from wrong. Human life is like forced army service, like a life of hard manual labor, like a slave longing for cool shade, like a worker waiting to be paid. Month after month, I have nothing to live for. Night after night brings me grief. When I lie down to sleep, the hours drag. I toss all night and long for dawn. My body is full of worms. It is covered with scabs. Pus runs out of my sores. My days pass without hope. Pa- my days pass without hope. Pass faster than a weaver's shuttle. Remember, O God, my life is only a breath. My happiness has already ended. You see me now, but never again. If you look for me, I'll be gone, like a cloud that fades and is gone. We humans never die and never return. We are forgotten by all who knew us. No, I can't be quiet. I am angry and bitter. I have to speak. Why do you keep me under guard? Do you think I am a sea monster? I lie down and try to rest. I look for relief from my pain, but you terrify me with your dreams. You send me visions and nightmares until I would rather be strangled than live in this miserable body. I give up. I am tired of living. Leave me alone. My life makes no sense. Why are people so important to you? Why pay attention to what they do? You inspect them every morning and test them every minute. Won't you look away long enough for me to swallow my spit? Are you harmed by my sin, you jailer? Why use me for your target practice? Am I so great a burden to you? Can't you ever forgive my sin? Can't you pardon the wrong I do? Soon I will be in my grave, and I'll be gone when you look for me. Are you finally through with your windy speech? God never twists justice. He never fails to do what is right. Your children must have sinned against God, and so he punished them as they deserved. But turn now and plead with Almighty God. If you are so honest and pure, then God will come and help you and restore your household as your reward. All the wealth you lost will be nothing compared with what God will give you then. Look for a moment at ancient wisdom. Consider the truths of our ancestors learned. Our life is short. We know nothing at all. We pass like shadows across the earth. But let the ancient wise people tell you. Listen to what they had to say. Reeds can't grow where there is no water. They are never found outside a swamp. If the water dries up, they are the first to wither, while still too small to be cut and used. Godless people are like those reeds. Their hope is gone once God is forgotten. They trust a thread, a spider's web. If they lean on a web, will it hold them up? If they grab for a thread, will it help them stand? Evil people sprout like weeds in the sun. Okay, just like a TMI, definitely stay away. Like, try your best to stay away from people who you're not like equally yoked to. And I believe that that goes for a lot of different relationships, whether that is, girlfriend, boyfriend, brother, sister, you know, even if it's family. And obviously you don't want to like make your family uncomfortable. Being with yoked people who know the Lord and are at least trying to seek Him. Like, obviously, nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect at all. But just being around people who are trying to seek the Lord, that can help you. That can help your spiritual relationship with the Lord tremendously. But yeah, let me continue reading. Like weeds that spread all through the garden, their roots wrap Their roots wrap around the stones and hold fast to every rock, but then pull them up. No one will ever know they were there. Yes, that's all the joy evil people will have. Others now come and take their places, but God will never abandon the faithful, or ever give help to evil people. He will let you laugh and shout again, but He will bring disgrace on those who hate you, and the homes of the wicked people will vanish. Yes, I've heard all that before, but how can a human being win a case against God? How can anyone argue with him? He can ask 1,000 questions that no one could ever answer. God is so wise and powerful, no one can stand up against him. Without warning, he moves mountains, and in anger, he destroys them. God sends earthquakes and shakes the ground. He rocks the pillars that support the earth. He can keep the sun from rising and the stars from shining at night. No one ever helped God spread out the heavens or trample the sea monsters back. God hung the stars in the sky, the Dipper, Orion, Pleiades, and the stars of the south. We cannot understand the great things He does, and to His miracles there is no end. God passes by, but I cannot see Him. He takes what He wants, and no one can help Him. No one can stop Him. No one dares to ask Him, "What are you doing?" God's anger is constant. He crushed His enemies who helped Rahab. The sea monster opposed Him. So, how can I find words to answer God? Though I am innocent, all I can do is beg for mercy from God, my judge. Yet even then, if He lets me speak, I can't believe He would listen to me. He sends storms to batter and bruise me without any reason at all. He won't let me catch my breath. He has filled my life with bitterness. Should I try force? Try force on God? Should I try to take Him to court? Could anyone make Him go? I am innocent and faithful, but my words sound guilty, and everything I say seems to condemn me. I am innocent, but I no longer care. I am sick of living. Nothing matters. Innocent or guilty, God will destroy us. When an innocent person dies, God laughs. God gave the world to the wicked. He gave he made all the judges blind. And if God didn't do it, who did? My days race by, not one of them good. My life passes by like the swiftest bolt, as fast as fast as fast as an eagle swooping down on a rabbit. If I smile and try to forget my pain, all my suffering comes back to haunt me. I know that God does not hold me guilty. Since I am being held guilty, why should I bother? No soap can wash away my sins. God throws me into a pit with filth, and even my clothes are ashamed of me. If God were human, I could answer him. We could go to court and decide our quarrel. But there is no one to step between us, no one to judge both God and me. Stop punishing me, God. Keep your terrors away. I am not afraid. I am not going to talk because I know my own heart. I am tired of living. Listen to my bitter complaint. Don't condemn me, God. Tell me, what is the charge against me? Is it right for you to be so cruel, to despise what you yourself have made, and then to smile on the schemes of wicked people? Do you see things as we do? Is your life as short as ours? Then why do you track down all my sins and hunt down every fault I have? You know that I am not guilty, that no one can save me from you. Your hands formed and shaped me, and now those same hands destroy me. Remember that you made me from clay. Are you going to crush me back to dust? You gave my father strength to beget me. You made me grow in my mother's womb. You formed me. You formed my body with bones and with sinews, and covered my bones and muscles and skin. You have given my life constant love, and your care has kept me alive. But now I know that all that time you were secretly planning to harm me. You were watching to see if I would sin, so that you could refuse to forgive me. As soon as I sin, I'm in trouble with you. But when I do right, I get no credit. I am miserable and covered with shame. If I have any success at all, you hunt me down like a lion to hurt me. You even work miracles. You have always have some witnesses against me. Your anger towards me grows and grows. You always plan some new attack. Why, God, did you let me be born? Should I have died before anyone saw me? To go from the womb straight to the grave would have been good as never existing. Isn't my life almost over? Leave me alone. Let me enjoy the time I have left. I am going back soon and will never come back, going to a land that is dark and gloomy, a land of darkness, shadows, and confusion, where the light itself is darkness. Will no one answer? Oh, right now we're on chapter 11, excuse me, of the book of Job. Will no one answer all this nonsense? Does talking so much put you in the right? Job, you don't, do you think we can't answer you? That your mocking words will leave us speechless? You claim that what you say is true. You claim you are pure and in the sight of God. How I wish God would answer you. He would tell you there are so many sides to wisdom. There are things too deep for human knowledge. God is punishing you less than you deserve. Can you discover the limits and bounds of the greatness and power of God? The sky is no limit for God, but it lies beyond your reach. God knows the world of the dead, but you do not know it. God's greatness is broader than the earth, wider than the sea. If God arrests you and bring you to trial, who is there to stop him? God knows which people are worthless. He sees all over their evil deeds. Stupid people will start being wise when wild donkeys are born tame. Put your heart right, Job. Reach out to God. Put away evil and wrong from your home. Then face the world again, firm and courageous. Then all your troubles will fade from your memory, like floods that are past and remembered no more. Your life will be greater than sunshine at noon, and your life's darkest hours will shine like the dawn. You will live secure and full of hope. God will protect you and give you rest. God will protect you and give you rest. God will protect you and give you rest. That's, again, if I had a highlighter, I'm highlighting that. Okay. You won't be afraid of your enemies. And he always tells us, do not be afraid. He said that, I think, over like 300 times in the Bible. Many people will ask you for help, but the wicked will look around in despair and find that there is no way to escape. Their one hope is that death will come. Chapter 12. Yes, you are the voice of the people. When you die, wisdom will die with you. But I have as much sense as you have. I am in no way inferior to you. Everyone knows all that you have said. Even my friends laugh at me now. They laugh, although I am righteous and blameless. But there was a time when God answered my prayers. You have no troubles, and yet you make fun of me. You hit someone who is about to fall, but thieves and godless people live in peace, though their only God is their own strength. Even birds and animals have as much as they could teach you. Ask the creatures of earth and the sea for their wisdom. All of them know that the Lord's hand made them. It is God who directs the lives of his creatures. Everyone's life is in his power. But just as your tongue enjoys fasting, tasting food, your ears enjoy hearing words. Old people have wisdom, but God has wisdom and power. Old people have insight, but God has insight and power to act. When God tears down, who can rebuild? And who can free those that God has imprisoned? Drought comes when God withholds rain. Floods come when he turns water loose. God is strong and always victorious. Both deceived and deceiver are in his power. He takes away the wisdom of rulers and makes leaders act like fools. He dethrones kings and makes them prisoners. He humbles priests and men of power. He silences those who are trusted and takes the wisdom of old people away. He disgraces those in power and puts an end to the strength of rulers. He sends light to dark places as death. He makes nations strong and great, but then he defeats and destroys them. He makes their leaders foolish and lets them wander confused and lost. They grope in the darkness and stagger like drunkards. Everything you say, I have heard before. I understand it all. I know as much as you do. I'm not your inferior, but my dispute is with God, not you. I want to argue my case with him. You cover up your ignorance with lies. You are like doctors who can't heal anyone. Say nothing, and someone may think that you are wise. Listen while I state my case. Why are you lying? Do you think your lies will benefit God? Are you trying to defend him? Are you going to argue his case in court? If God looks at you closely, will he find anything good? Do you think you can fool God the way you fool others? Even though your prejudice is hidden, he will reprimand you, and his power will fill you with terror. Your proverbs are as useless as ashes. Your arguments are as weak as clay. Be quiet and give me a chance to speak, and they let the results be what they will. I am ready to risk my life. I've lost all hope. So what if God kills me? I am going to state my case to him. It may even be that my boldness will save me, since no wicked person would dare to face God. Now listen to the words of my explanation. I am ready to state my case because now I know that I am in the right. Are you coming to accuse me, God? If you do, I am ready to be silent and die. Let me ask for two things. Agree to them, and I will not try to hide from you. Stop punishing me and don't crush me with terror. Speak first, O God, and I will answer. Or let me speak and you answer. What are my sins? What wrongs have I done? What crimes am I being charged with? Why do you avoid me? Why do you treat me like an enemy? Are you trying to frighten me? I'm nothing but a leaf. You are attacking a piece of dry straw. You bring bitter charges against me, even for what I did when I was younger. You bind chains on my feet. You watch every step I take and even examine my footprints. As a result, I crumble like rotten wood, like a moth eaten coat. Okay, so that was the end of chapter 13. So I just want to see what chapter is. I can't really see. Hello, hello everyone. God is good all the time. But if the God had the power to prevent the undo, yeah, but like it was a lesson. We cannot understand what God does. Do you understand that the earth is a plan? I mean, the story of Job is definitely a complex one. I know a lot of people can relate to it because a lot of people feel like either the Lord is ignoring them, um, trying to pay like take vengeance on every single bit of sin that they committed knowingly and unknowingly. Sometimes it may feel like the Lord is trying to punish us, but we got to remember, He did say that He has no plans to harm us. He only has plans to give us hope in the future. I can't tell you the exact like which book that came from because I'm trying to get back into Christianity actually, and I'm very proud. Like I think this is my element. I'm very proud to be a follower of Christ, and not even just to say Christian, because I know like Christian the religion and following Christ it's two different actions. But yeah, I'm definitely trying to get into it more. So I do need to memorize my things. But what did you say? Just giving some feedback. Yes, yes, I understand. Thank you so much. But yeah, the Book of Job. Yes, definitely. I know it hits home for a lot of people. Yeah, because even me sometimes, like sometimes I used to be upset with God. I used to be like, God, why are you letting this happen to me? What did I do to deserve this? And then I try to like come back and like humble myself again. Like what, I do deserve this. Like you know, it was all of our faults, low key. That like Jesus had to pay the ransom. He died the most brutal death you could ever think of. Okay, like he died the most brutal death. So it's awful. But like, you also got to remember we are children of God. Of course, He's going to have mercy on us in grace always because He's a forgiving God. And He told us, He said, if someone does you wrong 7 times, forgive them 8 times. Like, definitely go ahead and do that because, like, what good is it for Him to forgive you if you're not going to forgive other people? But yeah, the book of Job definitely hits home. Okay, chapter 13. Can I give you one to check out? Genesis chapter 12. Yeah, sure. Okay, let me go there. You want me to read it? I can read it. 11 through 19. Okay, so what is that? Hold on. Wait, oh my gosh. Why is it not? Are you trying to say um chapter 11 verse 19, or is that 11 through 19? I just want to make sure. Genesis. Oh, well, actually it's fine. Let me just finish with Mr. Job. Okay. Okay. Everything you say, I have heard before. I understand it all. I know as much as you do. I'm not inferior, but my dispute is with God, not you. I want to argue my case with Him. You cover up your ignorance with lies. You are like doctors who can't heal anyone. Say nothing, and someone may think you are wise. Listen while I may state my case. it back over here. Okay. Empty words, Job, empty words. No one who is wise will talk to you the way that you do or defend himself with such meaningless words. If you had your way, no one would fear God. No one would pray to him. Your wickedness is evident by what you say. You are trying to hide behind clever words. There is no need for me to condemn you. You are condemned by every word you speak. Do you think you were the first person born? Were you there when God made the mountains? Did you overhear the plans God made? Does human wisdom belong to you alone? There is nothing you know that we won't do. We learned our wisdom from gray haired people, those born before your father. God offers you comfort. Why still reject it? We have spoken for him with calm, even words, but you are excited and glare at us in anger. You are angry with God and denounce him. Can any human being really be pure? Can anyone be right with God? Why? God does not even trust his own angels. Even they are not pure in his sight. And we drink evil as if it were water. Yes, we are corrupt. We are worthless. Now listen, Job. To what I know, those who are wise have taught me truths, which they have learned from their ancestors, and they kept no secrets hidden. Their land was free from foreigners. There was no one to lead them away from God. The wicked who oppress others will be in torment as long as they live. Voices of terror will scream at their ears, and robbers attack when they think that they are safe. They have no hopes of escaping from darkness. For someone, a sword is waiting to kill them, and vultures are waiting to eat their corpses. They know that their future is dark. It's like a disaster, like a powerful king is waiting to attack them. That is the fate of those who shake their fist at God and defy the Almighty. They are proud and rebellious. They stubbornly hold up their shields and rush to fight against God. They are the ones who captured cities and seized houses whose owners had fled. But war will destroy those cities and houses. They will not remain rich for long. Nothing will be their own at last. Even their shadows will vanish, and they will not escape from darkness. Excuse me. They will be like trees whose branches are burned by fire, whose blossoms are blown away by the wind. If they are foolish enough to trust in evil, then evil will be their reward. Before their time is up, they will wither like a branch and never be green again. They will be like vines that lose their unripe grapes, like olive trees that drop their blossoms. There will be no descendants for godly people, and fire will destroy the homes built by bribery. These are the ones whose plans and troubles be evil, and their hearts are always full of deceit. Chapter 16 of Job. I have heard words like that before. The comfort you give is only torment. Are you going to keep on talking forever? Do you always have the last word? If you were in my place and I in yours, I could say everything you are saying. I could shake my head wisely and drown you out with a flood of words. I could strengthen you with advice and keep talking to comfort you. But nothing I say helps, and being silent does not calm my pain. You have worn me out, God. You have let my family be killed. You have seized me. You are my enemy. I am skin and bones, and people take that as proof of my guilt. In anger, God tears me limb from limb. He glares at me with hate. People snare at me. The crowds around me, they slap my face. God has handed me over to evil people. I was living in peace, but God took me by the throat and battered me and crushed me. God uses me for target practice and shoots arrows at me from every side, arrows that pierce and wound me. And even then, He shows no pity. He wounds me again and again. He attacks me like a soldier gone mad with hate. I mourn and wear clothes made of sackcloth, and I sit here in dust defeated. I have cried until my face is red and my eyes are swollen and circled with shadows, but I am not guilty of any violence, and my prayer to God is sincere. O earth, don't hide the wrongs done to me. Don't let my call for justice be silenced. There is someone in heaven to stand up for me and take my side. My friends have scorned me. My eyes poured out tears to God. Oh, I want someone to plead with me, to plead with God for me. Yeah, yeah, Job was going through it. Job was going through it for real. My years are passing now, and I walk the road of no return. Let me see something. Oh, Genesis 1, days of creation. Like the first page. Mm. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Job. Okay. The story of creation. In the beginning, when God created the universe, the earth was formless and desolate. The raging ocean that covered everything was engulfed in total darkness, and the Spirit of God was moving over the water. Then God commanded, "Let there be light," and light appeared. God was pleased with what he saw. Then he separated the light from darkness, and he named the light day and the darkness night. Evening passed and the morning came. That was the first day. Then God commanded, "Let there be a dome to divide the water and to keep it in two separate places." And it was done. So God made a dome, and it separated the water underneath it from the sky above. The water underneath it from the water above it. He named the dome Sky. Evening passed and morning came. That was the second day. Then God commanded, "Let the water below the sky come together in one place, so that the land will appear." And it was done. He named the land Earth, and the water which had come together he named Sea. And God was pleased with what he saw. Then he commanded, "Let the earth produce all kinds of plants, those that bear grain and those that bear fruit." And it was done. So the earth produced all kinds of plants, and God was pleased with what he saw. Evening passed and morning came. That was the third day. Then God commanded, "Let lights appear in the sky to separate day from night, and to show the time when days, years, and religious festivals begin. They will shine in the sky to give light to the earth." And it was done. So God made the two larger lights, the sun to rule over the day, and the moon to rule over the night. He also made the stars. He placed the lights in the sky to shine on the earth, to rule over the day and in the night, and to separate light from darkness. And God was pleased with what he saw. Evening passed and morning came. That was the fourth day. Then God commanded, "Let the water be filled with many kinds of living beings, and let the air be filled with birds." So God created the great sea monsters, all kinds of creatures that live in the water, and all kinds of birds. And God was pleased with what he saw. He blessed them and told he blessed them all and told the creatures that live in the water to reproduce and to fill the sea. And he told the birds to increase in number. Evening passed and morning came, and that was the fifth day. Then God commanded, "Let the earth produce all kinds of animal life, domestic and wild, large and small." And it was done. So God made them all, and he was pleased with what he saw. Then God said, "And now we will make human beings. They will be like us and resemble us. They will have power over the fish, the birds, and all animals, domestic and wild, large and small." So God created human beings, making them to be like himself. He created them male and female, blessed them, and said, "Have many children, so that your descendants will live all over the earth and bring it all under their control. I am putting you in charge of the fish, the birds, and all the wild animals. I have provided all kinds of grains and all kinds of fruit for you to eat, but for all, sorry, but for all the wild animals and for all the birds, I have provided grass and leafy plants for food. and it was done. God looked at everything he had made, and he was very pleased. Evening passed and morning came. That was the sixth day. And so the whole universe was completed. By the seventh day, God finished what he had been doing and stopped working. He blessed the seventh day and set it apart as a special day, because by that day he had completed his creation and stopped working. And that is how the universe was created. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. This is the idea of plants on then what's the first? Oh, I'm not sure. That sounds like something like an astronomer would know. If that is actually how the universe was created, planets on an Earth orbiting nothing prior to any star, then what's the first gravitational? Yeah, I'm not too sure, friend. I'm not even gonna lie. Yeah, that's that's definitely a question for an astronomer because I have no knowledge on like novas and stuff and like orbiting and gravity and stuff. Um, I have a degree in biology. Yeah, they didn't teach us too much about astrology and like things orbiting. I can only retain so much information. I'm so sorry, friend. But no, honestly, I'm at a point in my life where I don't question the Lord. Like, of course, like there's some things that I do have questions for, but excuse me, for the most part, like even if you try to go beyond and beyond and beyond, I don't think that the earth just created itself or that the universe just created itself. And I'm not saying that's what you're trying to say, but like, I don't know. I just credit everything back to God because it just makes sense. It just makes sense. Like the Big Bang, like it could be true, but I thought it was proven that it wasn't true. I don't know. I don't know. But, you know, back to Job. Job is good. I haven't read these Bibles like a minute. Okay. Okay, so chapter 16 of Job. I have heard words like that before. The comment you give is only torment. Are you going to keep on talking forever? Why do you have the last word? I could say everything you are saying. I could shake my head wisely and drown you with a flood of words. I could strengthen you with advice and keep you talking to comfort you. But nothing I say helps, and being silent does not calm my pain. You have worn me out, God. You have let my family be killed. You have seized me. You are my enemy. I am skin and bones, and people take that as proof of my guilt. Actually, yeah, I read this already. So where am I? I'm like, okay, sorry. I'm on chapter 17. Okay, sorry. The end of my life is near. I can hardly breathe. There is nothing left for me but the grave. I watch how bitterly everyone mocks me. I am being honest, God. Accept my word. There is no one else to support what I say. You have closed their minds to reason. Don't let them triumph over me now. In the old proverb, someone betrays his friends for money, and his children suffer for it. And now people use this proverb against me. They come and spit in my face. My grief has almost made me blind. My arms and my legs are as thin as shadows. Those who claim to be honest are shocked, and they all condemn me as godless. Those who claim to be respectable are more and more convinced that they are right. But if all of them came and stood before me, I would not even find one of them wise. My friends, excuse me, my days have passed. My plans have failed. My hope is gone. But my friends say night is daylight. They say that light is near. But I know that I remain in darkness. My only hope is the Lord, is the word that, hold on, sorry. Sorry. My only hope is the world of the dead, where I will lie down to sleep in the darkness. I will call the grave my father, and the worms that eat me I will call my mother and my sisters. Where is there any hope for me? Who sees any? Hope will not go with me. When I go down to the world of the dead, Job Can't people like you ever be quiet? If you stop to listen, we could talk to you. What makes you think that we are as stupid as cattle? You are only hurting yourself with your anger. Will the earth be deserted because you are angry? Will God move mountains to satisfy you? The light of the wicked will still be put out. Its flames will never burn again. The lamp and their tents will be darkened. Their steps were firm, but now they stumble. They fall victims of their own advice. They walk into a net and their feet are caught. A trap catches their heels and holds them on the ground, and a snare is hidden. A trap has been set in their paths. All around them, terror is awaiting. It follows them at every step. They used to be rich, but now they go hungry. Disaster stands and waits at their side. A deadly disease spreads over their bodies and causes their arms and legs to rot. They are torn from the tents where they lived secure and are dragged off to face King Death. Now, anyone may live in their tents after sulfur is sprinkled to disinfect them. Their roots and branches are withered and dry. Their fame is ended at home and abroad. No one remembers them anymore. They will be driven out of the land of the living, driven from the light into darkness. They have no descendants, no survivors from east to west. All who hear their fates shudder and tremble with fear. That is the fate of evil people, the fate of those who care nothing for God. Amen. I'm going to pause here. That's chapter 19, or excuse me, I just finished chapter 18 of Job. I will continue on with chapter 19 of Job pretty soon. Let me see. Thank you. Thank y'all again, y'all. I don't know if anyone here is a subscriber, but y'all, I recently reached 50 subscribers, and that is how I'm able to go on live right now and read the Bible to y'all. I'm very, very happy that I was able to do this. And yeah, have a good night, everyone. Thank you so much. Please make sure to support in any way. I appreciate everything. Thank you so much. God bless. Have a good night.